As all good things must come to an end, our time in Sayulita had expired. What I have learned after being here for 2 weeks is Sayulita is a tale of two towns split by the river. Not unlike our visit here was the tale of two holidays split by accommodations. However, irrespective of how and where we enjoyed our time, Sayulita operated just fine long before our visit and will no doubt continue doing the same long after we are gone. A second week here offered even more interesting observations about Sayulita. This is in addition to my first video about Sayulita, which can be found in the link below. Surfing here is a favorite pastime of many people. I witnessed every level of surfer in Sayulita, from the one that has complete control of their board and can evade others, to the ones who are simply trying to stand up. However, in my estimation, the majority of surfers here could be best described as novice to intermediate. And generally, the tides here align with those varying degrees of skill levels. However, just like trying to tame a wild animal that can turn on you in the blink of an eye, the sea too can change with little to no warning. I watched as Sayulita Beach went from calm and predictable one day to aggressive and unpredictable overnight. It was reassuring to see the people who knew they were outmatched by the sea take to becoming a spectator on the sidelines, watching in admiration of those that dare take on the powerful waves. Now I have to say, I have never seen more pharmacies in one location than I have seen in Sayulita.
You know, there's so many pharmacies in this town, it might be more aptly called Sayulita. Just on this block alone, there are 3 pharmacies back to back to back.
Don't get me wrong, there are pharmacies all over Mexico, and one could easily deduce why pharmacies here are so plentiful, presumably catering to Canadians and Americans and offering drugs that can only be obtained in these respective countries with a prescription, or, as in the case of anabolic steroids in Canada, for example, drugs that can't be legally obtained at all. At least the pharmacies will accept credit cards, albeit with a small fee. I mention this because many places, not only in Sayulita, but Pastime as well, will only accept cash. Signs that read Solo Efectivo or cash only are posted in many restaurants and stores. I assumed that US cash could be used here, and it can, but I'm not sure what they provide as an exchange rate. Keep your life simple, bring plenty of cash, and make it Mexican pesos. Unlike bigger cities such as Bucerias, Sayulita has no grocery stores per se. There are, however, several mini mercados or mini markets. Like corner stores in the US and Canada, mini mercados are conveniently found throughout Sayulita. However, unlike corner stores that usually jack prices up, I found the cost of goods at the mini mercados comparable with the prices we paid in the larger grocery chains in Bucerias. The primary problem is the lack of variety that is available in these shops. Most of the staples can be found, but if you are looking for an unusual or a unique item, it might be recommended to do a large shop at one of the 3 well-stocked grocery stores in Bucerias before arriving in Sayulita, and use the mini mercados to restock items such as fresh fruits and veggies, bread, milk, and water. The beaches in Sayulita are busy and at times even congested, but always full of energy. Many types of music can be heard drifting from bars and from under cabana and umbrella canopies, occasionally blending together in harmonious sync, but more often than not, sounding like nothing more than a noisy mishmash of several musical genres. This is only exasperated when the competing Oom Pah Pah Bands come out, usually late afternoon, between 3 and 4. These bands, comprised of, at the bare minimum, a tuba and a singing guitar player, but often accompanied by other musicians, make their way around the beach, looking to provide personal, private entertainment for anyone willing to shell out the money. However, the private part might be a little misleading. A tuba played on a beach is anything but private. This is a moderate annoyance depending on where the bands decide to set up. Anywhere close, and it might be time to go for a walk. If you are looking to escape the bustle of Sayulita, there is a wonderful, small Mexican town only about 10 minutes north of Sayulita named San Francisco. As Pancho is the nickname for Francisco, San Francisco is often referred to as San Pancho. Apparently, San Pancho is similar to how Sayulita used to be before it blew up into the highly popular tourist destination it is today. San Pancho has beautiful, uncrowded beaches and quaint shops and restaurants. We only had the fortune of spending half a day there, but we'll revisit it again at some point in the future. It was about a $6 cab ride each way, so it is not cost prohibitive to even go there for a short visit to determine whether it is somewhere you would like to visit again. I don't normally rave on about a restaurant or restaurants when traveling, but I was most impressed with the restaurant, Pizza Vinicia. This humble little pizza spot on the north side of Sayulita is about as clever and cost-effective of a restaurant I have seen. They have two sizes of pizza, regular and jumbo, and two types, regular and gourmet. Both include unlimited toppings. However, when ordering a regular, naturally you can only order regular toppings. But unless you like artichoke hearts, you will find all your standard toppings under the regular options anyway. And yes, meat lovers, bacon, pepperoni, ham, and sausage are all included as standard options. They don't serve alcohol, but you are permitted to bring your own. Most importantly, however, the pizza ranks up with the best I have had anywhere, Italy included. I don't feel safe on any traveling carnival ride, even under the most stringent of safety code regulations. Therefore, it would not be a huge surprise to suggest that I was more than dubious about those rides at a traveling carnival in Sayulita. So what does one do when at a traveling carnival in Sayulita? Play games, of course. As if I needed to drive the point home anymore about code and safety, how about a game where you take some rocks that were gathered off the beach and sling them in the direction of a group of upside-down pop bottles in the hopes of smashing one to bits? With nothing more than a wall behind the bottles, there was no telling where the glass was going to ricochet, not to mention the possibility of having horrible aim and cranking an innocent bystander in the head in a bid to win a cold, refreshing bottle of Corona. Having spent the equivalent of 20 Canadian to win one, that's right, one Corona. A Corona that you would purchase at the store for $1.50.
All right, one more.
But then again, when will be the next time I will have the chance to smash pop bottles with a rock? And for that matter, do we even have pop bottles anymore?